Namaste everyone. In today's video, we're going to focus on Muni Patanjali's Yoga Sutra 3.36. Now in this particular Yoga Sutra, Muni Patanjali is helping us to understand yet another impact of the previous sutra's Sanyam. So this is the impact of understanding the Purusha Tattva or the Purusha principle properly. And there's a certain kind of understanding of the sense organs and the senses that we develop. So let's take a good look at the sutra, start breaking it up step by step, and really starting to understand what is the impact that is happening in these sutras and how we can understand it even better. So the sutra itself goes, Tataf pratibha shravana vedana darsha swada varta jayante. Alright, so that is the sutra itself. Now let's look at each of the words and start understanding what the words stand for and what they mean. So the first word over here is tataha, which essentially refers to from that or therefore. So it's talking about the previous sutra, which explained the sanyam on this difference between sattva and purusha and its correct understanding. And then moving to the next word, there is pratibha, which basically over here is referencing something related to pratibha, which we had studied in the previous sutras, which is an intuitional, inspirational quality. Then coming to the next word, we have Shravan. Shravan refers to something that is heard. It is often also a name. So many, people, I think mostly men or boys have the name Shravan as well, which essentially refers to hearing and auditory sensations. Then coming to the next word, there is VEDANA, which is concerned with tactile senses or touch. The next word after that is Adarsha, which is concerned with the vision or something that is visual. After which comes Ashvada, which refers to taste. So Svada usually is with reference to the taste. So here also it's talking about the gustatory experience or taste. And finally there is the word Varta, which in this case is taken to mean something that's concerned with the olfactory sense or smell, but later on we also understand that it could have a different meaning as well. And then the final word, of course, over here is Jayante, which refers to are produced or are created. So these are the meanings and all the words together. Now let's understand what does the sutra mean exactly. So the sutra is saying that yet another result of doing the Purusha Jnana, or really focusing upon the element of Purusha, is that there is a direct impact on the way the faculties of sense, of smell, taste, hearing and touch are developed over time. So they almost become superhuman in a way, and they're able to grasp direct information about an external object without needing the faculty of the senses. So it kind of really creates this real superhuman tendency. It's almost like X-Men. Honestly, a lot of these vibhutis are a lot like some of the sci-fi films that we watch, but it's really incredible to see how this could be possible and how there might be a logical explanation to this entire system. So let's take a deep look into this sutra now and start understanding what it's all about. Alright, now let's get into understanding the sutra a little bit better. So the main point that we need to understand from within the sutra is kind of how are these powers becoming accessible through the understanding of Purusha Tattva. How is this happening? Well, essentially we need to remember that Purusha Prakriti are two different elements which come together in this illusory format where we think they have merged, but essentially they're still separate from one another. And so now what tends to happen is we have the chitta, which is the consciousness, and this chitta is able to function because of the presence of the Purusha that kind of gives it its illuminative power and the ability to grasp. So it's like that's what powers its presence, the ability for the chitta to function, which is of course an element of Prakriti, but which becomes this medium to gain information from the outside because of the presence of the Purusha. Now, what happens is that usually we mistake this consciousness to be the ultimate, right? But now when we start to understand that, oh, there's a difference between this, slowly and steadily we're able to differentiate the chitta from the Purusha. And the more we're able to do that, the chitta now becomes adept at being able to not rely on the senses, because it realizes that, hey, I do not actually only need to rely on the senses to receive all my information, I can directly perceive them as well. So this happens over a period of time through a lot of focus on dharana, dhyana and samadhi, a lot of sanyam on the true nature of the Purusha, through which now the chitta develops the potentiality to directly gain information without needing the senses to serve as an intermediary. And because of that, now what starts happening is we perceive it as the senses have become superhuman, because say for example, if your sense of smell becomes highly active, you can smell things that other people normally are not able to. And so because your chitta has directly perceived it, you can say my sense of smell is now superhuman, because I'm able to smell things that, you know, normal people are not even able to grasp. So there is a certain degree of practice, tenacity and a lot of hard work that goes into reaching this stage at any given point. But the sutra is just helping us to understand that along with this understanding of Purusha Jnana, what also happens is this tendency to develop the superhuman qualities across the senses through the sixth sense or intuitive ability develops. And that is what is making this production of superhuman sense organ functioning possible. It's because the consciousness, the chitta, directly absorbs information and it doesn't require the senses to serve as an intermediary any longer. So this is essentially what is happening through the sutra and what it's trying to explain. I think it's a really, really great sutra to think about, to contemplate over, and hopefully along the way we'll meet people who are actually able to do this and be able to experiment with them, actually talk to them. But most people, even if they're able to do this, are not people that are within the realm of the normal modern world as we see it. And so it's very difficult to actually interact with people who can give us a deeper understanding into this sutra and its message. But from the meaning and from what the sutra is trying to indicate, this is what we can decipher about the vibhuti, or the power that is developing through this deep understanding of the Purusha Jnana and the understanding of the primordial element of Purusha. So I hope you found this sutra interesting and something that you can focus on. And if you enjoyed it and you have some thoughts, suggestions or comments, please don't forget to leave that in the comment section below. And also don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, share it with your friends and family, especially those that are studying yoga, yoga philosophy, or training to become yoga teachers. We look forward now to seeing you in the next video or in our next class, course or workshop. So until then, keep practicing, keep studying the Yoga Sutras, and we're looking forward to seeing you in the next one. Until then, take care and we'll see you very soon. Namaste.